morning. It is the 4th of May. The export figures have just come out. Welcome to this edition of the E3 Weekly Market Report. Let's take a look at what these numbers reveal. Another relatively light number for cotton. Net sales of 152,400 running bales. That's up 32% from the previous week, but down 34% from the 4-week average. Vietnam took 48,400. Indonesia took 35,200. Turkey took 28,800. South Korea 12,500. China 9,600. There were cancellations, scattered cancellations, not heavy, for various countries. New crop sales of 97,200, with China taking 97,400 of that. Actual shipments of 357,300 running bales. That's up 18% from the previous week, but down 4% from the 4-week average. So that's it. The market actually has firmed up off these numbers. Evidently, it was looking for worse numbers than these. Cotton was down 4 before the report, and now it's up 7 at 78.84 with a high of 78.96 made overnight. Let's look at soybeans. Net sales of 318,500, down 57% from the previous week and down 25% from the 4-week average. Sales to the Netherlands, 144,800 metric tons. Indonesia, 88,200 metric tons. And China, 69,600 metric tons. Soybeans, just before the report, were down 4. Now they're down 4.5. Not a lot of reaction there. Corn, net sales of 771,600 metric tons. That's down 22% from the previous week and down 15% from the 4-week average. Japan took 184,800 metric tons. Mexico took 153,100 metric tons. South Korea took 123,600 metric tons. Corn, just before the report, was down 3.5. Now corn is down 4. Let's take a look at wheat. Net sales of 258,400 metric tons. That's up noticeably from the previous week, which was very poor, but down 30% from the 4-week average. The Philippines took 66,900 metric tons. Thailand took 52,000 metric tons. Nigeria took 32,600 metric tons. Wheat was down 4.25 before the report. Now it's down 5.25, so it's weakened from the report. Let's take a look quickly at some of the news recently. On Monday afternoon, we came out with planting progress and crop conditions, and it showed at that date cotton was 14% planted. The average for this time of the year is 17%. Soybeans were 10% planted. The average this time of the year is normally 7%. Corn was 34% planted. The average this time of the year is 34%, so right on target. Corn showing 9% emerged. The average for this time of the year is 8%. Spring wheat, we had 31% planted. The average is 46%. So behind schedule there, and also with the weather last weekend that was snow and ice in some areas, very cool temperatures, was not taken well initially as far as the crop goes, and the market had a very dramatic rally. Since then has come back and has been selling off the last few days. Look at recent price history. Cotton, the price range over the last week, so a high of 79.74 in July cotton, a low of 77.65, so about a 200-point range. Market feels a little bit toppy, seems to need to sell off some from these high levels. I've seen light volume rallies for 2 weeks in a row. Each day the volume gets lighter. It's not exactly what you want to see if you're bullish. It might lend itself to a market that's going to need to sell off some and try to get momentum going again to the upside. Could see July trade down toward the 76 to 77 level. Could see it move as high as 80. As far as December goes, we could see that market trade from a high of 75, 75.50 down to maybe even in the coming couple of months as low as 70 to 72. Suggestion would be for those people that have done no pricing of cotton should seriously consider pricing cotton with December approaching 75, and December right now is at 74.82. So that's something you really might want to be looking at if you've not sold anything. Soybeans and corn and also wheat. Comments last weekend, cool wet weather with more wet weather to follow. Have been supported early on, although recently we've been selling off. Expectations, possibly seeing July soybeans could rally into the $9.90 to $10 level. Right now, July is at $9.70 3/4. July corn could rally to the $3.90 to $4 level. Right now, July corn's at $3.71. July wheat could rally to the $4.70 level. Right now, July wheat is at $4.49. Let's look at new crop and possible suggestions. Hearing some analysts talking about if November soybeans were to get into the if the November soybeans could get to the $9.90 to $10 level, it would be a place to do some pricing. November soybeans are at $9.64, down 6 1/4. December corn can get up toward $4. That would be a level to consider pricing. December corn is at $3.88 right now. July wheat in the $4.75 to $4.80 level could be a selling area. Right now, July wheat is at $4.49 1/4. So, one last look at the markets. Cotton up 9. It's 78.88. It was down 4 before this number came out. Soybeans down 4. It's exactly where it was before exports came out. Corn right now down 3.5. It was down 3.5. No change there. Wheat right now is down 4.5. It was down 4 1/4. No changes in the grain. Cotton is firmed up. That's it. Have a good day. Thanks for joining us for the E3 Weekly Market Report.